Dallas Cowboys running back Ezekiel Elliott has been around some great teams in his young NFL career, so his word packs some punch. And the latest out of Zeke is that the 2020 Cowboys is the most talented roster that he's ever been on. Now, the Cowboys have added some new faces in the offseason, and they also have some familiar faces. Mike, what do you make of this statement out of Zeke?
Ezekiel Elliott says this is the best Cowboys roster he's ever been a part of. There's good news and bad news here. The bad news is, and if you're a longtime Cowboy fan, you know this, you have heard this pitch before. The Cowboys habitually say this. Not Zeke now. He hadn't been around for 25 years. But under the sales pitch of Jerry Jones, they really have. They've been saying this for 27 years. The first couple of years they started saying it, they were right. They haven't really been right in the 25 years since. So this is the best Cowboys roster since whatever. It's an old song around here. But it's not an old song to Zeke. He hadn't been around 25 years. The other 21 weren't his fault. And Zeke can look at the evaluation of this roster and say, yeah, I played on a 13-win Cowboy team, and this roster's better. He might be right. I sure wish, and I know as a Cowboy fan you feel the same way, I sure wish they would prove it. They've had some really good rosters here that have won 8 games. Some really good rosters here that lost in Week 16 when they looked uninspired. Some really good rosters here who lost the final game at Texas Stadium when they should have been inspired otherwise, surrounded by the greatest players in franchise history, all watching them lose that night to the Ravens. That was shameful. The game against Philadelphia last year, the play-in game basically against the Eagles, shameful. And if this team falls well short of looking elite, that'll be shameful too in 2020. That's not a record prediction, but it is a verification of what Ezekiel Elliott says. There are, by the count of Andy Dalton and myself, 17 guys before Gerald McCoy got hurt. 17 guys on this roster who've played in a Pro Bowl. Now, sometimes that's a popularity contest, and what if you played in one Pro Bowl, or what if you were an alternate, or what if it was a long time ago? But the proof is still in the numbers. There is verifiable talent on this roster. Maybe some of it never came to fruition, or maybe some of it's a little older than it was, but 17 Pro Bowlers rolled into this Cowboy training camp. And that should be the foundation of this team rolling to a record that comes close, at least, to establishing that Ezekiel Elliott is right about the playoff level and elite level of the 2020 Dallas Cowboys roster. Fish out.